have no fear. Look as I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all. Thank you for joining us during the annual gala for Call for the Angel Awards. Live from the city of Los Angeles. Welcome.
No te andes por las ramas, uy, 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 uy. Camina trenecito que a Totonico voy. Ya parece que en la estación da brinquitos mi corazón. En ese Totonico de naranjos en flor parecen las muchachas angelitos de Dios. Son más lindas que una canción de esas que son puro amor. A Totonico tu cielo tiene belleza tranquila como un rayito de luna dormido en su quietud. Son tus mujeres preciosas, tan florecitas hermosas como un ramito de rosas hermosas. Uy, 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 uy. No te andes por las ramas, uy, 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 uy. Camina trenecito que a Totonico voy. Ya parece que en la estación da brinquitos mi corazón. En ese Totonico de naranjos en flor parecen las muchachas angelitos de Dios. Son más lindas que una canción de esas que son puro amor. A Totonico tu cielo tiene belleza tranquila como un rayito de luna dormido en su quietud. Son tus mujeres preciosas, con florecitas hermosas como un ramito de rosas hermosas. Uy, 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 uy.
A ti, Virgencita, mi guadalupana, yo quiero ofrecerte un canto valiente que México entero te brinda sonriente. Y quiero decirte lo que tú ya sabes, que México te ama, que nunca está triste, porque de nombrarte el alma se inflama. Tu nombre es Arrullo y el mundo lo sabe, es nuestro orgullo, mi México es tuyo, tú guardas la llave. Que viva la reina de los mexicanos, la que con sus manos sembró rosas bellas y puso en el cielo millares de estrellas. Yo sé que en el cielo virgencita chula, eres un encanto. Por patria nos diste este lindo suelo y lo bendeciste porque era tu anhelo tener un santuario cerquita del cielo. Mi virgen ranchera, mi virgen morena, eres nuestra reina, México es tu tierra y tú su bandera. Que viva la reina de los mexicanos, la que con sus manos sembró rosas bellas y puso en el cielo millares de estrellas.
Edgar Shaboy Sotelo is a proud girl dad, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and hosts his independently owned radio program, The Shaboy Show, which is the fastest growing bilingual radio show in America and is now heard in 12 cities across the US. He also co-hosts an inspiration podcast with his lovely wife Janet called Hanging with Los Sotelos. Edgar immigrated from Jalisco, Mexico at the age of 5 and has always had a passion for empowering and entertaining people while representing Latinos in a positive way. He is the recipient of the Marconi Radio Music Award, Personality of the Year, and the U.S. Senate Most Influential Leader Award. Due to his impactful work with youth, Edgar was invited to the White House during President Barack Obama's administration. Please welcome our Master of Ceremonies for the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders 9th Annual Angel Awards Gala, Edgar Shaboy Sotelo.
Muy buenas noches. Good evening. We're going to have to do a lot of dancing tonight to stay warm. For those of you that forgot your coat, don't worry. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to be selling Cobijas San Marcos on the right-hand side. You know, the one with the tigre on it that all Latinos have? And selling some chapurrado too. What a beautiful night. Can we please give a big round of applause for everybody involved with tonight in esta linda plaza? What a blessing this is. It reminds me of La Plaza in my hometown of Ocotlan, Jalisco, Mexico. Anybody from Jalisco? For those of you that don't know or never been to Ocotlan, Jalisco, it's a beautiful city. It's basically like New York City, but without the buildings. Pero el terreno igual, everything else the same. Wow, somebody thought that was funny. Thank you. And we haven't even started drinking yet. That's great. More than anything, in these last 18 months during the pandemic, or as millennials like to call it, el pan dulce, one of the main things that we've learned is to be grateful. Grateful for our health, grateful for our loved ones, grateful for our faith. And today, we learn to focus on the blessings in our life and not the problems. And that's what we're here to do tonight, to celebrate you, to celebrate this great cause. And doesn't it feel good to be gathering together once again? Qué bendición. I mean, I'm full of gratitude. I'm grateful that somehow I fit into this pre-pandemic suit in my post-pandemic body. If any of you are wearing pre-pandemic clothes right now, you deserve a round of applause. Felicidades. Congratulations. The only way I got into this suit, and maybe this is a little TMI, but my wife made me wear a faja today. For those of you who know, they're like, what's a faja? Basically Spanx. She's like, no, babe, but they're man Spanx. I'm like, no, they're Spanx. So I'm feeling like a mal amarrado up here, but it's okay. If I all of a sudden pass out, you know why. All right, by the way, just want to let you guys know that the Angel Awards tonight are being filmed and recorded as a special 2-hour program that will be aired on Monday between the hours of 7 and 9 a.m. on the following platforms: 87.7 FM, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Tijuana; Roku TV, Google TV, Apple TV, y Fire TV; and on the Guadalupe Radio app. Give it up for Radio Guadalupe. Muchísimas gracias por todo su apoyo. And GuadalupeRadio.com. All right, familia. Ahora sí, please join me in welcoming Father Richard Sunwoo for the invocation this evening. Father Richard is the current parish pastor of the USC Caruso Center. He was ordained in May 2009 for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles and is a graduate from St. John's Seminary College in Camarillo, California, studying philosophy and English. He has served as the parochial vicar at St. Lawrence Martyr Catholic Church in Redondo Beach and recently completed his last assignment at St. Monica's Catholic Church in Santa Monica. Father Richard loves working with youth and young adults and is excited about campus ministry at USC to further the great Catholic Trojan tradition. Fight on, Father Richard. Please give him a warm welcome. Bienvenido.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I have a tough job following up 4 adorable sisters and their entertainment, but tonight is a beautiful night. I reiterate all of those words about Thanksgiving, and it's a beautiful way for us to begin. Thanksgiving for the gift of life, Thanksgiving for our health, and Thanksgiving for being able to gather tonight in this beautiful place for a very beautiful cause and for a very beautiful reason, celebrating these angels among us in the areas of business, education, entertainment, and service. My brothers and sisters, tonight, before we begin our prayer, I invite you to take a moment of silence and recall those heroic virtues, those heroic saints, those holy angels in our lives that have provided for you a word of encouragement, maybe the reason for why you are thankful tonight. And so we begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God, the Father of all life, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the memory of these angels who whisper into our ears messages of love and encouragement, especially in those difficult and challenging moments of our lives. We thank you for gathering us all here tonight, honoring these angels among us and the incredible work that they do. We thank you for the gift of family and the gift of faith. And in that spirit of thanksgiving, which you call us to celebrate each and every Sunday in the Eucharist, you give us the gift of your very self, your holy body and blood. Nourished by your very body and blood, may we continue to live virtuous lives, striving for excellence and sanctity in all the areas of our lives, but most especially in our world that is in darkness and in doubt, where you call us to bring light, peace, healing, and love. We ask your blessing this night on all of our awardees for their incredible and charitable work and how they advance your mission in Los Angeles. We ask your blessing upon the food that we will share. May it nourish our bodies so that we too can join them in this incredible work. We place into your care this evening those that are less fortunate, the homeless men and women who occupy our streets, who may at times are enveloped by this darkness of the world. And we trust that you'll provide for their needs. Make us thankful, Lord, at each and every moment of our lives, never forgetting your presence and your encouragement at every step. And we ask all these things through Christ, our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Father Sun Wu. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the president of the Los Angeles chapter of the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders and CALL national board member, who is extremely humble and wanted a very, very short intro. But just know he is a very, very special human being who has done a lot. So give him a big, big round of applause to Michael Molina. Un gran aplauso.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to our Angels Award Gala. It's so wonderful to have you here. It's my pleasure to welcome you and to dar un bienvenida to all our CALL members, our wonderful sponsors, and the guests who have gathered here tonight. As has already been said, it has been a long 2 years since we were last together, and frankly, we weren't sure how many folks would come to a gala. We decided to move outdoors, and we crossed our fingers and said our prayers that maybe we'd get a couple hundred people to come. And thanks be to God, 475 people are here tonight. Our biggest crowd ever. Thank you. Just a quick word about CALL. The Catholic Association of Latino Leaders was founded 15 years ago by Archbishop Gomez. It's a gathering of business and community leaders with a single bond, one bond that puts us all together, and that is this special culture passed on to us by our parents and our grandparents. And how do we preserve that culture? Number one, a loyal commitment to our church. Number two, a fierce devotion to our Latino-ness, how it plays a role in our work, among friends, and on our social networks. Especially tonight, this commitment is lived out through our generosity. CALL is dedicated to being a forceful, driving, and lasting presence. Our Latino voice is solid. Our Latino voice is heard, and our Latino voice makes a difference. Here in Los Angeles, CALL strives to make a difference in the lives of young people. We generously donate to our local Catholic school system. We donate to local Catholic high schools. We provide scholarships, opportunities to LA's best colleges. We support youth and young adult ministry programs in our parishes. We are committed to the formation of future priests through our involvement at the Queen of Angels Center for Priestly Formation. Queen of Angels seminarians, please stand so that we can give you a round of applause. Thank you very much, Queen of Angels, for being here tonight and for serving as our hospitality ministers. You are all terrific. We also sponsor a program for young professionals through the Tepeyac Leadership Institute in training and providing leadership for our next generation of professionals. And tonight we're pleased to announce the newest commitment that we CALL have made, and that is to the Franciscan Sisters who run a preschool program at San Antonio de Padua Parish, not far from here, just a little bit to the east. It's a terrific program geared at 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, preparing them for success as they graduate to one of our Catholic elementary schools. CALL, through your generosity, has made a $9,000 commitment for 2 years, a total of $18,000 in scholarships, so that parents who couldn't afford sending their children to the sisters can now do so. The sisters are here with us tonight. Sister Veronica, the director, if you could come up just for a second, Sister Veronica, we'd love to welcome you, recognize you. And folks, if you're looking for something, are you looking for a program to sponsor? Sister Veronica has got a group of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds who would love to have you meet them and support them. So make sure you see Sister Veronica. We're going to give a check to Sister Veronica right now. The check. Come up, Sister. Yeah. Everyone, welcome Sister Veronica Sanchez. So, Sister Veronica, on behalf of the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders, the LA chapter, we are happy to support and sponsor your program at San Antonio de Padua as you continue your ministry of serving preschool children. We're happy you're here tonight, and we're happy that you are part of our call family. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you very much. So, how do you, by the way, if you have salads in front of you, go right ahead. Don't wait for me. Now, here's where you come in, folks. I'm looking at this wonderful group of 475 people who have gathered here this evening. None of this could happen without your generosity, without your participation. Thank you. How can you participate? First, we'd love you to join Call. We'd love you to become part of our organization. Your dues will go directly to these various organizations that I have mentioned. Secondly, you can share through your generosity. Through the miracle of technology, you can quickly and easily donate tonight. You know, your table host tonight, the person who invited you or the people who invited you, chose you for a special reason. Sure, to have a lovely dinner al fresco, but also to be a participant. So now you can do this through the power of your cell phone. So everyone take out your cell phones. Everyone take out your cell phones. When you arrived this evening, you received a little table card with the number that your table is. On the back side, you'll find a QR code. If you're like me, you skipped the table and you went right to the bar. Well, guess what? On the back side of your bar napkin, you'll find a QR code. So use that QR code. Scan the QR code right now with your phone. Text the word ANGEL, A-N-G-E-L, and follow the prompts. Our goal is to raise a significant amount of money tonight through this text to give, and your participation is very, very important. So if I'm looking down and I'm seeing you're on your phone, I know you're not texting someone, you're giving money to the Angel Awards Gala. Tonight, you're also going to meet some special angels among us, people who have demonstrated every day the love for God and their devotion to the church. You are our heroes and our role models. But to me, all 470 people gathered tonight are our angels. Thank you for your presence and generosity. We'd like you to acknowledge and meet some folks who are with us tonight from our elected community. And we are going to begin by asking County Supervisor Hilda Solis to come forward and say a few words of welcome. Please welcome Supervisor Solis.
Buenas tardes. Good evening, everyone, and what a pleasure and honor to be here this evening. This is my first event here with the Latino leaders, and I want to wish everyone a happy Hispanic Heritage Month. You know, we're celebrating for the month our heritage and our culture, and how fitting it just happens to be that the gala falls during this month as well. It's tremendous, and especially because here in Los Angeles, 49% of the 10 million people that reside in Los Angeles County happen to be of Latino descent. That is amazing. 10 million people, 49%. And I'm proud to say that I am currently serving as chair of the Board of Supervisors. I still remain the only Latina, but I wish we can see more individuals who look like you and I serving in public service. It's so important, especially as we move through these very chaotic times, and particularly the pandemic. And I can't tell you how much our community has suffered. So many people still need so much support. And I hope that all of you will continue to keep them in your hearts and your prayers, and that we give blessings to them, because they are our essential workers. They keep this county moving, and I thank them as well. I have a brief presentation, and I know these certificates will be given to the honorees later on. But on behalf of my office, the 1st District, and the 2 million people that I represent, I would like to present a certificate from the County of Los Angeles to Thomas Blumenthal, who's one of your honorees tonight at the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders 9th Annual Angel Awards. And also, it gives me great pleasure to recognize Anne McLaney Johnson, PhD, Mount St. Mary's University of Los Angeles for being celebrated tonight. And yes, to all the Carmelite sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Los Angeles, muchas gracias and thank you. Bendiciones. We also want to recognize you, sisters. Thank you. And Guadalupe Radio, who serves our tremendous community, not just here in Los Angeles County, but all the way to Tijuana, I am told. Muchísimas gracias for receiving the Entertainment Award. Thank you so much on behalf of Los Angeles County to the leaders that are being honored tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Thank you very much. Just a few other welcomes. We have a number of other elected officials here with us this evening, and just want to recognize them. Thank you again, Supervisor Solis, for your presence. We also have Denise Menchaca, the councilwoman of the city of San Gabriel. Welcome, councilwoman. Mario Trujillo, councilman from the city of Downey, is here. Thank you for coming, councilman. Our good friend Maria Contreras-Sweet, who is the 24th administrator of the SBA and held many other positions. Thank you, Maria, for your constant support and presence. We have Claudia Frometa, the mayor of Downey, here tonight. Thank you, Claudia. Oh, she came with her own little crowd. Wonderful. From the Consul of Monaco, we have Jonathan Warren. Mr. Warren, thank you very much for being here. Council from Chile, Paulina Biggs. Thank you very much, Council. And the Vice Mayor of the City of Paramount, Vilma Cuellar Stallings. Thank you very much. Coming up forward right now at this point is my dear friend and a great supporter of the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders, and that is Chairman of our National Board, Rodrigo Gonzalez. Rodrigo is CEO of Diodate, a corporate real estate strategy and transactional consulting firm with clients in California, throughout the nation, Canada, Mexico, Europe, and Asia. He's also the founder and head of City Miles Strategic Capital, a real estate fund focused on food grade and logistics industrial assets around America. Rodrigo, welcome. Again, thank you. Thank you for your presence and your participation this evening. We're going to continue with our ceremony of honoring a couple of our angels right now.
Love the music. Welcome, everyone, to our beautiful Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels. You know, it's always nice to hear a bio read about you like that, especially since you wrote it. So it's nice to hear that. Certainly, welcome. Welcome to the epicenter of faith in Los Angeles. Welcome to our home. Thank you, Archbishop, for opening up your home to us. This beautiful cathedral behind us sits 3,000 people. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit as a member of the National Board to explain to you what we have been working on for the last few years. And it boils back down to these 3,000 seats. You see, our role and our goal as an organization is to ensure that on any given Sunday, these 3,000 seats are filled. Because if we follow the trajectory of countries such as Spain or France, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, on any given Sunday, about 60 to 100 people will be in this cathedral. A cathedral built for 3,000 with 60 people sitting inside, 2% participation. And what we're trying to do at Call is really curb the exodus of folks. See, we know two things about our church in America. Number one, we know that a lot of people, unfortunately, are leaving the church. Number two, we know that of those that are left over, a large majority of that demographic will be Latino, essentially. So we're heading towards a smaller, largely Latino church. Sorry, I'm in business mode right now. So what are we doing to kind of curb that exodus, right? What are we doing to stop the outflow of folks from the church? In the last couple of years during the pandemic, the Call National Board took the opportunity to recalibrate its efforts, to refocus its mission, to expand its platform nationally, implementing our podcast, Living the Call, that's led by our very own member of our board, Deacon Charlie Echeverry. I suggest all of you guys tune in. It's a tremendous podcast about leaders in our Catholic faith. We took our platform digital, large in part thanks to Mike Molina and the Los Angeles chapter by doing our Holy Hour monthly online on Zoom for call members and call supporters. We looked to acknowledging and understanding that we needed a sound financial footing for the organization for years to come. And led by our vice chair, Mr. Alex Chavez Sr., we implemented systems to ensure the future financial viability of our organization for years to come. But what we also understood was that if we were looking to acknowledge and grow our church, to ensure that there would be a robust and thriving church for our children and grandchildren, we needed to touch and communicate with individuals at the time that they start leaving the church. And when that happens is usually when they leave home for college. So we understood that we needed to communicate to folks from the time that they're in college through early, mid, and executive level career. And in order to be able to do that, we needed the right talent in place. So what did we do as a national organization? We went on a national search for our next executive director. And after 100 applicants across 12 states, 25 phone interviews, 5 in-person interviews, we're happy to announce that our new executive director is Rosie Shania Shaver. Please, Rosie, stand up and be acknowledged. Her expertise and her background are essential to the future of Call as an organization. She came from the USC Caruso Catholic Center. Before that, she was with the Santa Fe, New Mexico Catholic Charity. She's also the chairwoman of the Catholic Association of Campus Ministry. We understood, and most of all, she understood what was at stake here. To one extent or the other, the future health of our church is on our shoulders, and she was up for the task. With that in mind, I want to take an opportunity to really thank you all and thank our honorees. Thank you for living a life worth celebrating. And I want to thank our national board members, a lot of which are here tonight, because I witnessed personally over the last 2 years, even during times that their own organizations were facing tremendous issues, they put time, talent, and treasure at stake. And I'm proud to be the chairman of their board. And if you hear your name, please stand up and be acknowledged. We're indebted to you for all that you've done for us on a national level. Of course, our founder, Most Reverend Archbishop Jose Gomez of Los Angeles, Most Reverend Bishop Tom Olmsted from Phoenix, Most Reverend Bishop Mario Dorsenville Rodriguez of Washington, D.C., our Vice Chair, Alex Chavez Sr., our past chairs, Dr. Arturo Ibarra, Doreen Dominguez, Tommy Espinoza, and Mario Paredes, Annette Iglesias, who provided you all with the wine tonight, Noemi Gutierrez Ferguson, of course, he'd get the loudest applause, right? Dr. Stan Toy, Michael Molina, Jose de Jesus Legaspi, Dr. Frank Sanchez, Deacon Charlie Echeverry, Dr. Mario Molina, Carlos Ramos, Rodrigo Vela, Tommy Espinosa, and Maria Coco Pete. Now, the next person that's coming up to speak really needs no introduction, but Archbishop, we're proud of you, so you're getting one anyway. Most Reverend Jose Gomez, the Archbishop of Los Angeles, leads the nation's largest Catholic community. In fact, this is the largest diocese outside of Rome. He serves as president of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, making him the highest ranking bishop in the United States. He's also the first person of Hispanic descent to hold that position. He previously served as the conference's vice president and is also currently a papal appointee to the Pontifical Commission of Latin America. Archbishop Jose Gomez is widely recognized by various publications as one of the most influential individuals in America. He has been a voice of compassion and reason on moral and spiritual issues in American public life and culture, and has played a leading role in the Catholic Church's efforts to promote immigration reform, and is author of the book, Immigration and the Next America, Renewing the Soul of Our Nation. He also speaks and writes often on issues in the church and American society. Among his other books are Men of Brave Heart, The Virtue of Courage in the Priestly Life, and They Will to Live, Clear Answers on End-of-Life Issues. And the reason we are here tonight is because in 2007, Archbishop Jose Gomez brought together Latino leaders and bishops for the creation of the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders, or CALL, as we know it today. The association's purpose is to impact the national dialogue and contribute to the missions of the church by identifying initiatives important to building the Catholic community. Please help me welcome Most Reverend Archbishop Jose Gomez.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope that you are enjoying your dinner. Thank you, Rodrigo, for the introduction. So, my friends, it is great to be with all of you, and especially to be together in person. CALL is an organization that is very important to me. This organization and all of you are such a bright sign for the future of the church and the future of Los Angeles. As you probably know, just a few weeks ago, we opened a Jubilee year to mark the founding of Mission San Gabriel Arcángel, founded by St. Junipero Serra and the Tongva people. That was 250 years ago, on September 8, 1971. Excuse me, 1771. I think Rodrigo is passing the virus to me, So 250 years ago, don't forget that. In the scriptures and the tradition of the church, a Jubilee year is a time when God pours out his graces in a special way. And I know that God will richly bless us in this coming year. As we are aware, St. Junipero Serra is our nation's first Latino saint. It was 6 years ago this week that Pope Francis came to this country to canonize him. And you probably know that it is rare for people to celebrate canonizations outside of Rome. But Pope Francis, as we also know, is the son of an immigrant and the first Pope from the New World. And he knows very well how important the Latino people are to the church and to our country. So it was a great blessing that Pope Francis came to the United States for the canonization of St. Junipero Serra. So I'm really excited about this holy year and what it means for the whole family of God here in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. So we are here tonight to support and continue the mission of CALL. The formation of Catholic Latino leadership is critical to strengthen the fabric of our society and positively influence the future of our church and our country. Our Latino communities are called to action, ensuring our Latino populations are prepared for the church and for the civic and corporate leadership roles. We really need the call to be extended and be everywhere to help our brothers and sisters to actively participate in the life of the church and the life of our country, especially this time. So I'm so grateful to all of you for your support for CALL, that we can continue to grow its presence in the life of our church and our country. I also want to congratulate our honorees this year, the Carmelite Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Los Angeles, That was a beautiful music at the beginning of the celebration, so I enjoy it a lot. So, Guadalupe Radio, Tom Blumenthal, and Dr. Anne McLeany Johnson, President of Mount St. Mary University in Los Angeles. So, again, my dear friends, it is so good to be with you. Let us have some fun tonight. And let us continue to be making a positive influence in our community. And let us continue to work to move forward in our mission as called, forming Latino leaders for our church and our society. And God bless you all.
Thank you once again to the Archbishop. Un gran aplauso para él, por favor. Thank you very much. Take a little break right now and look at the person next to you and just tell them how good they look tonight. They haven't been out in 18 months. Se pusieron Aquanet, se bañaron, se peinaron. There you go. Now look at the person you ignored and tell them they look good too on your other side. Pa' que no se agüiten, you know, let them know, hey, you look cute too, no te agüites. All right. Spreading the love, that's what we do here. All right, familia, vamos a continuar con el programa. I would like to welcome Sister Ana Carla Costello, is a sister of Notre Dame and taught for 18 years in the LA and Ventura counties. She also spent 6 years in community administration at the congregational level at the Sisters of Notre Dame Mother House in Rome, Italy. Upon her return from Rome, she served as the vicar for women religious for 10 years. And since 2020, Archbishop Gomez appointed her to serve as Chancellor of the Archdiocese. Please welcome Sister Ana Carla Costello.
Good evening to all. It's a joy for me to be in the presence of so many angels. And Rodrigo, I loved your term for the cathedral as the epicenter of our faith. I absolutely think it's a wonderful, wonderful image. During the 1920s revolution and religious persecution that ravaged Mexico, Mother Luisita, a Carmelite nun, became a light in the darkness that enveloped her loved country. Although she had established schools, hospitals, and orphanages there, the very persecution which sought to destroy her work became instrumental in spreading those ministries to the U.S. This became Mother Luisita's legacy. The gift of the Holy Spirit given to the Carmelite Sisters of the Sacred Heart to be shared with God's people is a passion for making Jesus Christ known through loving service to sisters and brothers here and across the United States. And through them, the seeds planted by Mother Luisita have continued to blossom. While people and places have changed, the heart of the mission remains the same. Today, nearly a century later, her sisters continue her work with loving service in their healthcare facilities, retreat centers, schools, which remain beacons of life and hope. It is my privilege to introduce these sisters, my friends, the Carmelite Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Los Angeles, as the recipients of the Religious Service Award. Please join me in welcoming their Superior General, Mother Gloria Therese.
truly, I am not the only one who needs to be standing here. So our Carmelite sisters, could you please come forward as well? You all need to be here. On behalf of the Carmelite Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Los Angeles, all 120 sisters ages 26 to 96, are not all here tonight, but we have a representative, extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders in honoring our community service of the Latino community in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Now, you saw the mariachis tonight, but the first time those mariachis appeared was for our beloved Archbishop, and we called them the Carmelachis. So he is very dear to us. And when the Archbishop stands here, I can't help but think of the time when our Mother Luisita in 1921 came as a refugee from Mexico in the midst of religious persecution and was received into this archdiocese with open arms for a place for our sisters to seek refuge, but then to continue the legacy of the gift of our Carmelite charism right here in this archdiocese. It'll be 100 years in 2027, 100 years, and we can't thank God enough for the gift of being here, right here in this archdiocese. I wanted to especially mention that CALL's mission to foster a love for Christ through praying together, learning together, and serving together as a family of Catholic Latino leaders in the United States and beyond is in the heart of our own mission. As Carmelites, we believe that the power of prayer overflows into our service of the whole person as we accompany others throughout all stages of life in education, retreats, and healthcare. Our hope, like CALL, is that those whom we serve will experience and encounter the personal love of Christ's heart. So thank you, CALL, for your faith formation. Thank you for being of service to our bishops. Thank you for being in the public square to be a national voice on social justice issues and impacting national dialogue. In December 1927, in the midst of religious persecution in Mexico, a mere 6 months after Mother Luisita arrived here in this archdiocese, she wrote a letter back to Mexico and said, "I am in awe. I have never encountered such good and generous people here in the United States. Blessed be God." And tonight, that's our same sentiment. We have never encountered such good and generous people. We ask for God's blessings upon CALL in the many ways they are reaching this archdiocese. And in Mother Luisita's words, we are in the hands of God, and there is no better place for us to be. Thank you.
Un aplauso más, por favor. One more round of applause. Next, I would like to introduce somebody that is a great human being, and he is a doctor, Dr. Arturo Ibarra. And before I continue, I believe it is very well deserved, especially durante esta pandemia, to give a big round of applause to anybody that's worked in the medical fields, first responders, frontline workers, anybody working in limpieza. Thank you very much. Un gran aplauso para ellos, por favor. Nurses, thank you. El Dr. Arturo Ibarra is the past chairman of the CALL National Board of Directors and founding president of the CALL Los Angeles chapter. During his leadership, CALL grew to one of the most visible Catholic leadership organizations in America, with chapters across the U.S. and acknowledgments by the White House, House of Representatives, the United States Vatican Embassy, and the Vatican. A native of Mexico, Dr. Ibarra has practiced dentistry in Southern California for nearly 44 years. Un aplauso para él, por favor. In addition to his practice, Dr. Ibarra and his wife Leti expanded Carl's Jr. franchises into Puerto Vallarta and Nuevo Vallarta en Mexico. Y gracias a la superstar, estoy como estoy. He is also a longtime member of Legatus Knights of Columbus and is currently serving as the chairman of Guadalupe Radio and a proud member of the Holy Sepulchre, Newman Club, and the Queen of Angels Foundation. Please join me in welcoming el Dr. Arturo Ibarra. Y su esposa, Leti.
Thank you. Are you sure you want me to ask? Speak to the mic. Are you sure you want me to ask? I don't want to ask.
Oh, here we go again.
Well,
He couldn't do it on his own.
I'm going to ask. Before we get started, I'm going to ask a question that's been pondering me for years and years and years. I've Googled it. I've Siri'd it. And I'm going to ask the smart audience here. Why can't we wear white after Labor Day? You mean the DJ is wearing white?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Your Excellency, clergy, and city officials. Radio is part of all our day routines. It is portable, it's edible, it's free, it's inclusive. Visit most of any metro areas in the U.S., and you will find families barbecuing, dancing, praying, enjoying their day with the radio at the center of attention. Radio is trusted. Radio is one of the most trusted sources for entertainment, news, and information in America. Radio can be life-saving. In times of crisis, radio has always been a reliable source that communities can depend on. Radio today is reaching over 44.6 million Hispanics. It's always available. And even with ongoing changes in technology and communication platforms, radio remains a constant and much-loved, reliable, familiar friend. And that is what Guadalupe Radio is to us in call a familiar friend. Created in 2006, Guadalupe Radio is a nonprofit Catholic radio station committed to form, entertain, and educate in human values.
Wait. Can I ask another question? May I? As she mentioned before, Guadalupe Radio was created in 2006. I remember having been in Guadalupe Radio in 2008, 2009. It was really a garage more than a radio station. And I couldn't understand how they can communicate to so many people. But I was very impressed with the amount of evangelizations they were doing already. They were reaching already thousands. And I know now they got all digitalized. They're extremely high tech with all kinds of the latest technology. From your phones, you name it, YouTube, they're in it. My question is, let me tell you a short story first, though. There was a staff member from Guadalupe Radio that asked me about how did I became involved with Call. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you a very short story. Not going to make it long. I know you're getting upset, but I'm not going to make it long. So there was this staff member that I shared the idea that I wanted to make a group, Catholic group, and she said, well, the future co-juder Archbishop of Los Angeles that's coming has already something what you're thinking. He has something in Denver. He has something in San Antonio. You got to meet the co-juder Archbishop. I say, okay. So finally, I got to meet the co-juder Archbishop. And my point of this story is the following question. What is a co-juder? I'm still trying to find out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's keep on. Guadalupe Radio reaches a Hispanic audience from Santa Clarita to California to Tijuana, Mexico. It is a comforting source and faithful companion in good and bad times because it addresses a problem of what community faces in our daily lives. The station provides content entirely in Spanish from psychologicalist development. The on-air personalities create the conversions content and culture that are important and relevant to their Catholic audience. In addition to a commitment in improving people's lives, Guadalupe Radio is also acting in supporting communities in times of need. In 2018, the station donated over $92,000 to Catholic charities. In 2017, yes, please. In 2017, the station donated $227,000 to the Red Cross to help the families affected by the earthquake in Mexico City. With over 4 million followers, Guadalupe Radio is one of the most relevant Spanish language radio stations in the country and leader in digital age.
Guadalupe Radio has been distinguished and recognized in Best Catholic Radio Station in Spanish by the Catholic Media Association. And they also received the Spirit of Philanthropy Award by the Association of Professional Fundraisers in Los Angeles, to name a few awards that they received last year. And tonight, I am excited to present to them the Entertainment Award. Since call inception, Guadalupe Radio has supported and embraced us as a trusted friend, ally, and we are so grateful. It was a handful of us that we started the LA chapter, Alex Chavez and his spouse, Sam Navarro and his spouse, Pep Valdez and his spouse, myself and my wife. A few years later, this is where we are. We're very proud. Our first sponsor ever of any gala was Guadalupe Radio. So thank you, Guadalupe Radio. Here to accept the award is Guadalupe's Radio Executive Director, Dr. Rene Heredia. Rene holds a doctorate in organizational change from Pepperdine University, and he graduated studies in international management. He's also been from La Universidad de Monterrey and has worked for Whirlpool, several other companies before he's gone to Guadalupe Radio. And he's made Guadalupe Radio what it is today. Dr. Rene.
An English poet by the name of John Donne wrote in the 17th century, "No man is an island, entire of itself. Any man death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind." Our hearts go out to those that have lost loved ones in these difficult times. Buenas noches a todos. Estoy aquí en representación de todos los que contribuimos de alguna manera con Guadalupe Radio. We're deeply honored and grateful to all the members of CALL, Archbishop Gomez, Arturo, Leti, for this Angel Award in Entertainment. Guadalupe Radio seeks to form, inform, and entertain the Hispanic community in human values with a solid Catholic base. From Santa Clarita to Tijuana, Mexico, we strive day by day to provide our audience with programming that fosters a personal encounter with Jesus Christ and that addresses the problems the Hispanic families face. The pandemic has tested us, but it has also provided us with an opportunity to find new ways of working and extend the reach of Guadalupe Radio. From over-the-air radio, we were able to expand into visual radio and build for our listeners an ecosystem that enables them to listen and view value content on all mobile devices and TV streaming platforms through the Guadalupe Radio app, as well as through a recently redesigned website that we will launch in the upcoming weeks. Our content is evolving. Más y mejor contenido. Our apps on the iPhone and the Android devices, and our TV apps, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, Amazon Fire TV, enable us to start to produce original podcasts and video series in English also. One such case is Cristo Vive, el podcast, our audio representation of the Passion of Christ that recently won the Latin Podcast Award for popularity and was #1 in Mexico and 13 in the United States in the religious category ranks of Apple Podcasts. So far, it has reached more than 78 countries. This year, we celebrate our 15-year anniversary, and through the efforts of everyone involved, in June, we were awarded the Best Spanish Catholic Radio Station by the Catholic Media and Press Association. Gracias nuevamente a todos los que forman parte de la Asociación Católica de Líderes Latinos por este reconocimiento que hoy dedicamos a todos los que forman parte de la gran comunidad de Guadalupe Radio, quienes día a día nos inspiran en mejorar continuamente todo lo que hacemos. Thank you all and God bless you.
Muy bien. There's one more thing we got to do before we eat dinner. And this is very important, familia. Everybody's like, we already started. Like, denle. But the most important thing, and the reason why we're here today, is to plant seeds and to be able to help the youth, because your help is going to create exponential waves in families and people that we will never see. But thanks to your help, we're going to be able to bless many people, familia. I just got an update, and I got good news and bad news. The bad news is we've only collected $2,300 so far. The goal is $30,000 tonight. So we will not allow you to eat further until, no, just kidding. But do me a favor. If y'all don't know how to donate, you got this card right here when you entered, right? It has your table number, and it's really easy. You grab your cell phone, you put it in picture mode, and you see the little square that looks like little dots and whatnot. It's got a fancy name, but you know what I'm talking about. Just put it over there, and it'll give you steps on how to donate tonight. It's that simple. So thank you very much. Make sure you donate, familia, so we can reach our goal. Que me los bendiga. Enjoy your dinner. DJ Tony, take it away. Wearing that nice white suit that he used at his primera comunión. So give it up for DJ Tony. Muchísimas gracias. Provecho.
Bésame tú a mí, bésame igual que mi boca te besó. Dame el frenesí que mi locura te dio.
We hope you enjoyed your dinner, folks, in the company of friends at your table. We're going to continue with our ceremony this evening. We couldn't gather tonight without remembering the people that we have lost and the many who have been affected by this virus in the last 18 months. It's been a challenging time for many of our businesses, but even more challenging for families who have truly suffered and have even suffered the passing of loved ones. It's fair to say that tonight, each of us knows someone who has endured sickness and even death in these last 18 months. And it's appropriate that tonight we remember them and offer our prayers of comfort. We also recognize the heroes among us tonight. People at service to those who suffered, the first responders, medical professionals, compassionate caregivers, and all who journey with the sick and the bereaved. They include our own Carmelite sisters who serve the elderly at residential facilities. Sponsors among us tonight like Adventist Health White Memorial, who represents so many doctors, nurses, hospital staff who are on the front lines every day. And our sponsors, Catholic Cemeteries, who each day provide the corporal work of mercy of serving families in grief. So to the many doctors, medical professionals, priests, deacons, lay ministers present tonight who fearlessly serve the sick and the dying, choosing others before self, we recognize you, we thank you for your commitment to others.
When the silence isn't quiet and it's getting hard to breathe, I know you feel like crying, but promise you'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring them to their feet, move mountains, and we'll rise up, rise like the day, we'll rise up, we'll rise unafraid, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we'll rise up. We'll rise, and I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up hot like the waves. We'll rise up, rise unafraid. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you. We will rise again.
Un gran aplauso, por favor, to all our first responders and Jackie Ibarra. That was absolutely a beautiful tribute Muchísimas gracias for that amazing tribute, and a big shout out to all of our heroes. Right now, I want to give you an update, familia. Thank you for texting, but we are not to our goal. Nowhere near. We are now at $8,300. Our goal is $30,000 esta noche. So please remember, we have those QR codes in the back, the little squares. Put your phone on camera mode and just put it right over that little square, and it'll prompt up what you need to do via text message to be able to donate. And we thank you in advance for all your help on that, familia. So, a donar se ha dicho. And if y'all ever see like the helicopter coming over, just wave. Those are just our aerial shots for tonight. So we're getting aerial shots. So make sure you say hello. All right, familia, moving right along. I would like to welcome Monsignor Kevin Kostelnik. Attended St. John's Seminary College and St. John's Seminary in Camarillo. He has received his master's degree in liturgical studies from the University of Notre Dame. Go Irish! Yeah! Monsignor Kostelnik has served as associate pastor in 2 parishes and was the founding pastor of this cathedral, the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels. Un gran aplauso, por favor. He is now the pastor of St. Joseph's Church in Long Beach, LBC, and currently serves on the Archdiocesan Development Board and the Archdiocesan called the Renew Campaign Leadership Team. Please welcome Monsignor Kostelnik.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. And I just have to reiterate that, as Rodrigo said, this epicenter of faith, and isn't it wonderful we can all come together under the light of this cross that not only illuminates the 101 freeway, but the whole city of angels, and certainly illuminates all of those who are being honored this holy night. Last Sunday in Rome, at the Angelus prayer, Pope Francis said, quote, "Greatness and success in God's eyes are measured by service, not on what someone has, but on what someone gives." End quote. Tom Blumenthal's life illustrates this gospel imperative in the primacy of service. In the midst of so many faith-filled, outstanding servants and 4 wonderful honorees in this grand assembly, Tom's life of faith is unique, as he truly shares in the fullness of faith. Tom's Jewish roots led to his plunge into and under the waters of the baptismal font in the sacred space of this cathedral. 13 years ago, I was privileged, in the name of Jesus Christ, to welcome Tom into the life of Christ. And every day since Tom stepped out of that font, he has been working for Christ. Yeah. Tom brings the very best of both cultures, Judaism and Christianity, in his care and his feeding for others. His altruistic spirit always pays forward. Tom gives before he's asked with his time, talent, and resources. At Geary's, on boards and foundations, and in a litany of philanthropic causes, Tom engenders respect and admiration that encourages stability, loyalty, and giving. Service, service, service. That's the life of this church's good friend, Call's good friend, and my good friend, Tom Blumenthal. And so for Tom's call to action in every element of his life, in love for his family and parents, for public service to the business, the city, and faith communities, and for quiet, humble service known only to the Lord. Call joyfully honors Tom Blumenthal as the business recipient of the 2020 Angel Award.
Thank you so much, Monsignor Kevin, and thank you, Archbishop Gomez and Call, for this tremendous honor. Congratulations also to the Carmelite Sisters, Guadalupe Radio, and of course, Mount St. Mary's, Ann McElhaney Johnson. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge my parents, Susan and Jack Blumenthal, who have always encouraged me to give back to the community. I was having lunch earlier this week with a dear friend, Lily Bossie, who is also the vice mayor of Beverly Hills and will be mayor of our city next March. I was telling her that I was receiving this award tonight from this organization, and she began asking me a lot of questions about it. What is Call, and why are they honoring me? Both great questions from someone who's not Catholic. I began to explain the virtues of what Call has done since it came to Los Angeles just over 10 years ago. And then I told her about my work in promoting women, mostly through my role as a trustee at Mount St. Mary's University, and especially in the last 5 years as board chair. She then asked me what inspired you to focus so much of your charitable work on progressing women. I immediately said the sisters. I began to think of all the wonderful women religious that have inspired me over the years in so many ways. I could speak of so many of them, but it would take the rest of the evening. But there are a few I would like to point out. The Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, who I have had the privilege of serving with on the board and founded Mount St. Mary's. But I first met them as a high school junior when the CSJs came to teach 400 young men in the early 80s. They were a force, ruled with an iron hand and a tender heart. That's a quality I try to live in my own life. The Sisters of St. Joseph's charism is unifying love and love the dear neighbor without distinction, both of which I try to focus in my life. But two CSJs to mention, Sister St. George Skurla and Sister Cecilia Louise Moore, were at Daniel Murphy High School, and I had and made an incredible impact on my life. The religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary, whose charism is so that all may have life, a life of dignity. They taught me in college at Marymount California University. And my sponsor into the Catholic Church was a former RSHM Ellen Campbell, also known as Sister Vincent, and Sister Gregory Natty, both of whom were a guiding light in my conversion to the Catholic faith. And I could not speak about religious sisters without mentioning Sister Mary Jean Meyer, a sister of mercy, who through the Holy Spirit said to me, "What are you waiting for?" And at that moment, I was sure of my conversion to the Catholic faith. All these sisters I have mentioned have gone home to God over the last many years, but one who is still a driving force in my life and in so many ways is here with us tonight, Sister Edith Prendergast, who has led me spiritually for many years and is a past recipient of the Angels Award from Call. Sister Edith. And to so many sisters, so many more sisters who have had an impact on my life, and so many others, I thank you. Thank you for your dedication to God and the people of Los Angeles. We don't get enough opportunities to acknowledge you. And also thank you so much to Call for this incredible award. Your mission and your charism is absolutely what the church needs for the future to evangelize young people. Thank you so much.
Un aplauso más, por favor. One more round of applause. Thank you so much. Bueno, familia, I just got another update, and this is the last chance to text. We are halfway to our goal, so thank you to all of you that have texted, but it's not enough. We are halfway there, so please, I want to ask you this, because if we look at reality, there are a lot of people in need, and Call, and this event helps out so many families and so many youth members of our community. You could be the answer to a young man or young woman's prayers right now with your help. So please pull out your phones. I'm going to give you the number to text in case you don't have your little card that you got given at the beginning. Here's the number. It's very easy. You just got to text the word angel to this number that I'm about to give you right now. The number is 855 778 8906. We're about to wrap up, but I do not want to wrap up without us hitting our goal. Once again, the number is 855 778 8906. You got to text the word angel to that number, and then it'll prompt you what to do next. So thank you very much, and thank you in advance for all that y'all are doing tonight. It's been an amazing night. And before we wrap up, I had a great time. Have y'all had a great time so far? And I know you're getting a little chilly, so we're getting ready to dance with DJ Tony. ¿Quién quiere bailar? Okay, here we go. I had a great night tonight. My wife, like happens at many Latino parties, we sat down to somebody that we really didn't know. His name is Mauricio. By the end of dinner, my wife and him are primos. That only happens at Latino parties right there. And that happened to me at a friend's quinceañera. I was having a great time dancing with a girl. And next thing you know, my mom goes, "Oh, I see you're having so much fun with your prima." I'm like, "My prima?" But anyways, it's a beautiful night. I want to thank you for having me. And I would like to welcome Mike.
I'll just step in real quickly. Please welcome back to the podium, Mr. Tom Blumenthal.
Thank you. So I have the real pleasure and privilege to introduce the next and final award recipient tonight, my friend Dr. Ann McElhaney Johnson. I had the pleasure of knowing Ann for over 10 years, having served on the search committee that ultimately had the good vision in selecting Ann to become the 12th president of Mount St. Mary's University in 2010. Ann has led the university with an inclusive and collaborative approach and has articulated a strategic vision for the university that fosters a culture of excellence to prepare students, mostly women, to be global leaders of the future. Ann is the current chair of the Women's College Coalition, a board member of the Association of Catholic Colleges and Universities, and is also on the board of the Association of Colleges of the Sisters of St. Joseph. I am thrilled tonight to introduce my friend and colleague, Dr. Ann McElhaney Johnson.
Thank you, Tom, for that generous introduction. I am so grateful to be here with all of you, and I am humbled to be receiving this award this evening. I want to thank the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders, CALL, and our Archbishop Gomez, as well as offer heartfelt congratulations to my fellow honorees, the Carmelite Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Los Angeles, Guadalupe Radio, and my dear friend and colleague, Tom Blumenthal. In addition to being a respected and gifted leader in our community and in our archdiocese, Tom has been a member of the Board of Trustees, as he noted, but for the past 16 years, most recently serving as board chair, leading always with grace, integrity, and love. Mount St. Mary's is the only women's university in Los Angeles and one of the most diverse in our nation. We are a designated Hispanic serving institution, which is a tremendous point of pride for our community. Over 80% of our undergraduate students are women of color, and the majority are the first in their family to go to college. Almost 100 years ago, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, our founders, established the university to provide a transformational education to the daughters of Los Angeles, in particular Catholic immigrant women, and to instill in them a sense of service to their communities, a love for the dear neighbor, and a commitment to social justice. I am so grateful to the sisters, women of tremendous faith, courage, vision, and tenacity. Their charism of unifying love guides us every day at Mount St. Mary's. They are our North Star, and with their support, our students thrive and exceed beyond every expectation, especially their own. Our students are smart, brave, kind, and determined. They are, as we like to say, unstoppable. They inspire me every day. They come to Mount St. Mary's with big dreams, and we see it as our sacred responsibility to help them reach their goals. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as their president for the past 11 years, and to work with the dedicated and passionate faculty and staff who are changing lives every day. It is truly an honor tonight to accept this award on behalf of our incredible students, faculty, and staff, and with deep gratitude for our Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. Thank you so much for this recognition.
All right, so one more time, a round of applause for our 4 honorees. Thank you very much for your presence and your participation. As Edgar said earlier, thank you, Edgar, for a terrific job as our Master of Ceremonies this evening. And I want to thank all of you who did reach out for your phones and provided us with an extra donation. You can keep doing it while I'm talking. It'd be a wonderful thing to do at this time as we try to reach our goal. And I just want to say thank you one more time to a few folks. First of all, our gala committee. This event, you know, when we first started meeting a few months ago, we weren't sure what this event was going to be and whether we would have to go into some kind of a virtual gala, depending on what would be happening in our community and our society. But we were happy enough to be able to persevere. And we persevered because of a terrific, terrific gala committee. The gala committee being Diana Gonzalez, Jackie Ibarra, Sylvia Robledo, Myra Brown, Diane Martinez. You are all terrific, terrific committee members. And of course, this gala could not have happened without the careful eye and constant protection of our longtime event coordinator for this event, and that is Mrs. Gabby Barberena, Crystal Torres, and her staff at ARA. So thank you, Gabby, for everything that you've done. Again, Archbishop Gomez, thank you for letting us have a party in your backyard. We're going to continue to dance for a while, so you may hear some music when you return back to the residence. But again, thank you for your hospitality, Archbishop Gomez, and as always, your presence. And finally, the last group of folks I want to thank are our amazing sponsors. This happens because someone invited you to sit at their table, and our sponsors have been just tremendous at returning, and we also have quite a bit of new sponsors this year. So quickly, thank you to Catholic Cemeteries, Geary's, Crispin Imaging, Mount St. Mary's University, Guadalupe Radio, Vanner Construction, Baja Ranch Supermarket, Adventist Health White Memorial, Farmers and Merchant Bank, Forest Lawn, Paddock Riding Club, Prima Development, Washington Iron Works, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Carroll, Cristo Vive Podcast, Aras, Deodate, FJN, the Right to Life League, Julia and Frank Sanchez, the Legaspi Company, Dr. Arturo Ibarra, Soledad Medical Group, Hand and Associates, and the AV Fund Family Foundation. So thank you all to our sponsors. Oh, a couple more. I should have turned the page. Tepeyac Leadership Institute, the Catholic Community Foundation, Graphic Electric. This is fantastic, folks. Diane Martinez, Carlos Ramos, and Sylvia Robledo. Now we can applaud for all our sponsors. Thanks again to Edgar Sotelo, our wonderful master of ceremonies. Let's give him another round of applause. As Edgar said earlier, the dance floor is now going to be open. Please don't run away. We'll have music and the opportunity to visit with one another for the next couple hours. Again, on behalf of the leadership team of the LA chapter, the Catholic Association of Latino Leaders, I thank all of you for your presence and your participation tonight, and good night.
Do you remember when it first died? September, love was changing the mind. Let's get tonight while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts are ringing in the key that souls are singing as we dance in the night. Remember how the stars roll the night away.
Good evening, everyone. We're very happy because we're about to begin our night. And I'm here with Mike Molina, the president of the chapter here in Los Angeles for Call. And we're very excited to be a part of your award ceremony as Guadalupe Radio. What is something that you feel Guadalupe Radio has done for the community in Los Angeles?
Oh my gosh, without Guadalupe, we were unable to be able to provide the great communication here in the city of Los Angeles through your radio as well as your various television and live stream outlets. The way you are able to provide our faith through these various media is so important to us. And that's why it was important for our committee to honor you tonight, to recognize the great contribution you make for the local church here in Los Angeles.
Thank you. We are very honored to be here, and we know we've worked hard. You have worked very hard as well. What are some things that Call has done for the community during these difficult times?
Well, CALL is an organization that really is our goal is to empower the Latino community to be more active within their own faith, but it's also more active within the community, within social and professional community. And during the pandemic, we knew that it was very important for us to stay connected, whether it was through Zooms or other virtual methods. But as soon as we were able to start meeting in person, we did, because it was very important for us to spend time with one another. I think for professionals, sometimes we get lost as to how our faith life can play a role at work, play a role among our professional organizations, our circles. And that's what we do. We empower each other. We support each other in being able to provide the good news, even in our professional lives.
And what do you feel Guadalupe Radio has done that has earned this award that you will be honoring with us today?
Never giving up, finding ways to get the message out, finding ways that even amidst this difficult time and in a very secular society, right, that Guadalupe Radio continues to be that voice that brings the good news to people's homes, to people's cars, to people's laptops, in a variety of different applications. You are so important in spreading the news, in spreading the faith in these various applications. We just couldn't do it without you.
And we appreciate your support, and we're very happy that we have a whole group behind us that are doing so many great things for the Latino community in Los Angeles. And I want to thank you for tonight, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the night. Have a great, amazing evening.
Thank you very much, and you too, and thanks for everything that Guadalupe Radio does for us.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. We are now with Doreen Carmen Dominguez, who is part of the board of CALL, and I was just discussing with her about this award that the radio stations receiving, Guadalupe Radio. And can you tell us about the importance of such a Catholic radio station to be out in the community of Los Angeles?
Oh, absolutely. It is so important that we spread our faith and our love to others. This radio station has done so much good for the community in terms of developing the faith, especially in times of COVID, when issues of despair and death have been approaching us. This is a radio station of hope, love, and joy.
And as you said, we're going through a difficult time at the moment. What are some things that you suggest that we do as Catholics in our community to help each other out?
Well, one of the interesting things is the mental health issue. This is a rising issue in the state of California and throughout the nation. And many times it is with faith and prayer that we can overcome such issues. And seeing our doctors, of course, is very important. But with prayer and knowing that there's hope and that there's a positive end at the end is very good.
Yes, and can you mention for us some of the things that CALL has done for our community during this time that you guys have been able to take part of?
Oh, absolutely. So CALL, we have a podcast. We're growing nationally. We are increasing our youth outreach, which is so important. In the desperate times, this is when CALL comes for hope and our faith and nurturing that right now at a time that, as I mentioned, is a difficult time in our state.
Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and I hope you enjoy the night. We're very excited to begin our ceremony, and I thank you once again for being with us.
Thank you.
Bueno, aquí estamos con el doctor René, el director ejecutivo de Guadalupe Radio. Cuéntanos, René, ¿por qué estamos tan contentos el día de hoy?
Gracias, Katia. Buenas noches a todos. Pues estamos muy contentos porque la Asociación Católica de Líderes Latinos otorgó a Guadalupe Radio, gracias a todos los que participan y colaboran en esta gran radio, el premio Angel Award de entretenimiento.
Fíjate, las palabras se quedan cortas porque yo sé que han estado trabajando muchas personas muy duro para recibir este premio. Hemos alcanzado muchísimas más personas. Para ti, ¿qué significa todo este esfuerzo que ha puesto la gente, los empleados y gente que escucha Guadalupe Radio?
pues es un gran momento porque este año, que es nuestro 15 aniversario, Dios nos ha bendecido con estos reconocimientos, y es el reconocimiento no solo de quien escucha, sino quien dona, quien se voluntaría, quien colabora de alguna manera. Es un esfuerzo de todos y cada uno de la gente que forma la comunidad de Guadalupe Radio.
Y bueno, en Guadalupe Radio trabajan muy duro. ¿Por qué ese afán de trabajar tan duro? ¿Cuál es esta misión que queremos llevar?
Queremos llegar a todos los hispanos de los Estados Unidos y de otras partes del mundo para que puedan, a través de la radio, tener un encuentro personal con Cristo.
Y sabemos que todo este trabajo es de empleados, también de personas que ven Guadalupe Radio. ¿Tienes algún mensaje para aquellos que nos escuchan?
Que sigan apoyando la radio. Esto se hace gracias a todos los que donan su tiempo, su talento y también las contribuciones que hacen los diferentes donadores.
René, pues muchas felicidades por este premio. Yo sé que a Guadalupe Radio le esperan muchísimo más porque el trabajo que están haciendo ahorita es enorme y tenemos tanta bendición de nuestro Señor.
Muchas gracias, Katia.
Estamos aquí con Leti y Arturo Ibarra en esta cena de gala que vamos a recibir. Guadalupe Radio está recibiendo un reconocimiento como la mejor estación del año y tenemos aquí esta hermosa pareja que ha sido uno de los donadores de Guadalupe Radio. Cuéntenos, ¿qué significa para ustedes que Guadalupe Radio esté recibiendo este reconocimiento?
Para nosotros es un gran honor porque nosotros hemos visto crecer a Guadalupe Radio desde que el 2006 que se inició, cuando era una estación muy pequeña, casi en un garage, a lo que es ahora con muchos audioescuchas y bastante tecnología para llegar a ellos, ya sea vía telefónica, vía radio, vía televisión. Entonces es un gran honor estar aquí y ver cómo han crecido.
Y para nosotros es un gran honor estar con ustedes y por todo su apoyo. Y cuéntenos, ¿tienen alguna opinión acerca de qué ha hecho Guadalupe Radio? ¿Alguna razón específica que ustedes crean que haya hecho que merezca este reconocimiento?
Claro que sí, Guadalupe ha sido tan grande en la comunidad hispana que ha ayudado a tantas familias, tantas mujeres jóvenes también a recibir tanta educación sobre Guadalupe Radio, no nomás de la fe, de su persona personal, cómo desenvolverse en la comunidad, cómo ser una mejor ama de casa, cómo ellos nos ponen el ejemplo de la Virgen María, de modo que Guadalupe toca el corazón de todas las familias que tenemos hijos, maridos y hasta de madres solteras y hasta de mujeres que todavía no se han casado. Los padres y todas las charlas que van sobre Guadalupe nos ayudan mucho a desenvolvernos, a aprender más del ser de la mujer, cómo debe de ser en este siglo en el que estamos viviendo.
Y para ustedes, ¿cuál sería el segundo paso, el siguiente paso que Guadalupe Radio debería de dar para alcanzar a más personas?
Pues tiene que seguir creciendo, ¿verdad? Sobre todo, como mi esposa mencionó, la evangelización que ha hecho. Entonces es increíble, o sea, de ver, como te digo, que eran cientos, ahora ya estamos hablando de millones. Entonces, ¿por qué no? Que se extienda a San Antonio, a Miami, a Chicago, a todas las ciudades donde hay muchos hispanos.
Así es, y esto es gracias a apoyo como el de ustedes, y pues espero y disfruten mucho de esta noche y muchas gracias por compartir con nosotros.
Muchas felicidades a Guadalupe Estación, que es muy merecido.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you for joining us during the annual gala for Call in another presentation of the Angel Awards.